What's going on? Making sure everything is right. Oh, yes. Well, I tried to tell you so, but I guess you didn't know. As they say, the story goes. Baby, now I got the flow, 'cause I knew it from the start. Baby, when you broke my heart, I had to come again and show you that I win. You lied to me. Oh, it stopped on me. Ain't that something? Times I said that I loved you. Yes, I tried. Yes, I tried. Even though you knew I died for you. Yes, I cried. Yes, I cried. It is. Oh my God. Here I am. Once again. Top of the world. Watch my flow. So I'm back up in the game. Running things to keep my swing. Letting all the people know that I'm back to run the show. I'm trying to share the link. You know it's wrong. And all the nasty things you've done. So baby, listen carefully while I sing my comeback song. Let's see. But turn on me. Where's my tweet at? Here we go. Even if you said I never feel, but I do, do. It is, what you know. Okay, enough of that. Where's it at? All right, what's going on, everybody? We are back for the first time in a minute. The first of many streams to come. Got a little housekeeping to do. But I'm about to be on here a little more often. And we starting off with a little look into what was happening with Gabe before his knee fell off. Cause I don't know about y'all, but I absolutely do not remember too much about what was going on. I just remember he was bricking a lot, but some of the advanced metrics are very good with him on the court. I don't exactly remember how all of that was going on. What is this? Oh, my stream is behind. I'm checking my stream in the meantime. But let me just go through some film, maybe a little hour. I think what time North Carolina play, you know what I'm saying? I'm a North Carolina fan, so I'm gonna have to check that out, even though I'm not a huge college basketball guy anymore. Even though they've been running some sets out here in this tournament, you know what I'm saying? Getting to the real hoop, they got a couple more seconds to really get into their bag, and there's been a lot of basketball shenanigans going on. They play at 9:39, so that's hour and a half, 90 minutes. We'll be here for the duration of that. Finally got my mic. Well, this is my old mic stand. I didn't finally get a mic stand, but I got a mic stand that would allow me to work a little more efficiently. Because holding that mic was not helping in the slightest. So I'm about to just get into this. I think I'm gonna just leave everything, all the shots he defended, all the turnovers he had, all the whatever, misses, makes, all that stuff. I'm gonna just let it run and just see what we were looking at prior to everything happening. What does it say? Based on your impressions, memories, will he be in your rotation? Absolutely. But that's with the caveat that is because like Cam and Max are getting minutes, and I don't have a problem with the Max minutes or the Cam minutes are a different story offensively and things like that, but I think he does provide something that the Lakers can use, particularly on the offensive end when when we don't want to sacrifice defense for offense. Max can shoot very well, and he's been making a lot of shots recently. I think he's been shooting over 40% since like the 1st of January or something like that. So he's making his shots. His release looks quicker and things like that. But from just having another ball handler out there, because when you have the like the Spencer and Austin combos, or the the D'Lo and Spencer combos and stuff like that. Well, D'Lo and Spencer are generally fine. They can kind of play together, do what D'Lo and Austin do. But when it becomes Austin and Spencer, it's a little more replicable of a skill set to where there's not as much threat of shooting and things like that, and they both kind of want to get to the basket and stuff like that. There's not the same pull up off the dribble kind of threat, and they don't. Spencer surveys the floor well, but he doesn't do it as well as D'Lo do. So there's some kind of some issues where you can when you have two of those three guys out there, there can be some issues like in the formulation of your lineups and things like that. I think with Gabe, you get another guy who can handle the ball credibly, even though he's not necessarily a point guard that's going to make every read on the floor or anything like that. But you don't sacrifice the shooting you do with Cam, and you get a little more professionalism and you get a little more experience over Max. So while I don't want to see Max's minutes get diminished, and I do think Cam has utility in certain matchups, I think that it's going to be a net positive to have Gabe come in and kind of replace some of those minutes, even if it might not be a lot of minutes, because I don't want a situation in which we have like four guards on the floor, and Ham is prone to do things like that. So I'm worried about it from that aspect. But just in the general basketball sense, I think he could provide things on the floor that they do need, particularly against a little more guard heavy teams that kind of want to attack you on the perimeter and stuff like that. Okay, so this is about to be just, are they saying he defended it? Oh, he got called for a foul? Where? On the rebound? That's a mislabeled play. He ain't played in so long, they just start archiving things. He ain't even got, usually they don't start on the first play of the game. They usually start in the in-season tournament. I don't know why it's been archived that way on NBA.com, but like that's what you end up seeing. Let me make this full screen. What am I doing? So this is just a closeout. This isn't really anything to talk about. Even though he does close out, he did actually close out. I know D'Lo can be short on his closeout sometimes, and just foot speed is sometimes an issue. He got there to get a credible contest on Bizarro Rudy Gobert. So nothing really to talk about there. I wish I could watch like full games on here. I can, like technically, but like it wouldn't be able to, like, you know, going through the source and filtering every play wouldn't be like feasible, so I can't really do it like that. So you don't get to see whole possessions. We're having another good contest right here, but you don't get to see full possessions and everything that happens on the play. So like on offense, you can't really see everything that a team is running. Right here we had a little pin down. What do they call that? I don't remember what they call that, but a foul on him, I'm assuming. Yeah, getting a little too handsy, but he was in the ball. He didn't really navigate the screen lock and traily, but he was still there providing ball pressure, which is something that we do need on the perimeter, even though Spencer has done a commendable job at doing it so far. His defense has been much better than it used to be. I don't even think Gabe is on the court for this play. Why is this labeled? But it's been better. Spencer's defense has been much better than it was previously. And I think that adding Gabe would just give us another dimension in that same respect. What was that? I just missed everything. This might not be a good idea to just have defense on here, because a lot of these plays are inconsequential. Okay, got him switched up on the in the post. He battled enough. He didn't get to stop necessarily, but he at least was willing to mix it up, buy some time until somebody else comes there and tries to help him, even though we know he missed that because he missed the first 18 threes he took or whatever this season. But just providing a little more defensive resistance from a guard spot that we didn't have before. Let's see. Honestly, I gotta pay more attention to the chats. Let me see. Honestly, Spencer's been impressing me at this point in time. Gabe over Cam makes sense, though I blame the Lakers partially for Cam not getting in the flow offensively, having four guards, Max and TP, and run rotation who aren't the sturdiest wings. So that's so small though. Yeah, it is small. Like we don't have positional size, and we do want to know if Vando is coming back at some point. So there are going to be some issues there. As far as Cam is concerned, he's been in and out of the lineup, and he's had injuries. I do think he's still I think his ankle is still kind of not 100% or even close to it. The only thing that, like, if Cam was making his shots more consistently, he would be solidly in the rotation. But that jumper is like a problem almost on Vando levels, and you can't really his defensive output doesn't outweigh the negatives that he provides on offense. Even though he shows flashes of being a capable ball handler and all these other things, he hasn't put all of the tools that he had as a young player together, and I don't know if he ever will. In terms of his movement off the dribble, he can get to the rim, but his finishing isn't really good. He doesn't explode off of his off the dribble necessarily good. He finishes under the rim a lot and not like on the floor. He gets a good shot off. Like the ball actually hits like the bottom of the rim. Like he doesn't take advantage of offensive possessions as a shooter or as a guy who closes out. I mean, who attacks closeouts, and you just can't have that like negative of a defender, particularly if he's not getting deflections on defense and stuff like that, because he's not going to stay in front of you all the time. He's not going to be a guy who shuts anybody down. So a lot of the value that he provides is in his hands and how good his hands are and how he's able to create deflections and cause turnovers and get extra possessions. And when he's not necessarily doing that and he doesn't do it every game, then his offense becomes a real problem. So hopefully Gabe can alleviate some of that just by being a better shooter. He's not going to provide the same level of like you go shut this guy down or anything like that. He's going to be more of a solid defender. But he's a better ball mover. He can run the offense a little bit better. Not run offense because Cam's not running offense, but he brings more on the offensive end that outweighs any deficiencies we have in the size department. And then you kind of just have to pray that the front line of AD, Rui, and LeBron can kind of clean up some of that stuff on the back end if and when the size becomes an issue. This is a lot of nothing happening in these here possessions. That's a miss. We already know. The one thing I am interested to see when he comes back, and if he's like being aggressive, is his shot selection wasn't the greatest. I didn't think it was particularly good before he got here either. When I was watching this film, he shoots a lot of the shots that people like would be mad at, like if D'Lo or Austin shot them. He shoots a lot of those and he's not as good at making them. So hopefully he's able to fit into his role. I don't think he's going to come in and try to do too much necessarily, but hopefully he cuts some of that out and plays solid basketball. But again, I do hope that his role is limited to the 14-minute range, if that, and hopefully he's fine with games where he necessarily might not play and all those other things. He's a professional, so I don't think it's going to be a problem in any of those aspects. But I think that will be like the optimal situation for the team. Just a guy who, if one of your other three guards is playing poorly, or if two of them are playing poorly, he can come in and kind of provide some stabilization in those situations. Oh my God, my leg and my foot. Okay, nice little move. Nice little between the legs situation. They finally made Jokic guard, even though it was 45 seconds left on the clock. Let's see. That's an inconsequential play at the end of the game. I forgot we played Phoenix the second game of the year. Then they played the Kings after that, I believe. That was the only game we were close in, was the Kings game that he played. I don't know if that has anything to do with his ability to guard a Monk or a Fox more credibly than our other two guards at that time. But, something to monitor. A little pull-up jumbo, didn't get it, but got a clean shot off. Was that Goodwin? Yeah, that's Goodwin. A shot that's going to be available in the playoffs and any other play-in situations. Willingness to take it, so that's all good. That's off, of course. I don't think he made a shot until the Kings game, but I'm not sure. It's a little attack of closeout. Get to the cup with a little bit of speed. Little dipsy doodle on him. Let's play. One last question. Hold on. Let me stop it and look inside the chat. Let me see. One last question. You think some of the turnaround jumpers off the dribble that he gets off clean could actually be easier shots to shoot than catch shoot threes? You mean for Cam? Who we talking about here? Because I can't remember if Gabe got that in his bag. I think he does, but I can't. I'm trying to see who we specifically talking about here. But if we talking about Cam, I don't remember. Let's see, because clearly, are we talking about? Are we talking about Cam right now, brother? Oh, Gabe. Okay. Oh, I ain't know that was you, brother. What's going on? I ain't read the name. What's happening? The man of many names on Twitter. What's your name now these days? But let's see. Dealer, my guy. You know he throws some wild skips and passes versus guys wild. Brian be wild too sometimes. Yeah, but you know, it ain't to the level of anybody else that ain't gonna, you know what I'm saying, throw. You know, it's all variable. But I do think that he's capable. He doesn't seem like a guy who can't handle the basketball in certain situations, and having him attacking closeouts more often than running the point would be ideal, particularly because I don't think he's better at Spencer or D'Lo at doing those things in the offensive setting. So if you have him out there, I think he's going to be the supplementary guard in all of the lineups that he's in, if you want to like have decent offense. Because like people I think his most of his value is in catch and shoot threes, but he has shown to be a guy that can attack closeouts and things like that. It's when he gets into his off the dribble shenanigans like this right here, even though that's not necessarily a bad shot. But he was a weird pull up guy for a lot of the footage I've seen in Miami. He did, but when he would attack closeouts and actually take his time to do things, he was perfectly capable at getting to the rim and getting there with a little bit of vertical pop, more so than probably D'Lo. And he's a little faster, but I think that most of his utility will be off ball, but he provides ball handling in the event that they're pressuring the ball like full court like they like to do, and just things like that. He can be a second side guy when they decide to trap on or hard hedge and things like that, and he's a pass away, or he would be the skip, but still he's a guy who can take the ball and do something with it, either with a catch and drive and a bump fade or something like that. He can do that. So I think that I'm not going to say that's going to be more valuable than his catch and shoot necessarily, but I do think it'd be a valuable tool for them when the games get a little bit tighter, provided that he's in rhythm to make those shots after missing like 18,000 years. What does that say? Let me give him a check. Oh yeah, okay. Nah, man. He burned stuff. We not getting. Just making sure, you know what I'm saying? I didn't know, you know what I'm saying? Because Cam had some skills, man. Like I was a Cam like believer. I'm not gonna say believer. I was a Cam like, let's see what this guy can do her. You know what I'm saying? Because he obviously has like talent that you can see on the court, like with the ball. He's a fluid ball handler and stuff like that. When he like in terms of being able to dribble, get from point A to point B before he decides to transition into his actual like shot and things like that. Like he can get by people and like he can attack a closeout and get to the rim. It's like what happens after that's always been the problem. And then his jumper is just, it's too flat. His release point is, I don't know what's going on there. The way he has his feet on corner threes, like, and he's a hopper into his threes, but his feet are always in weird positions when he hops, and he hops and turns, and like he just does a lot of mechanical things that have his jumper in the toilet. So, like, they're gonna need a guy of his size eventually. If not, if it's at this point in the season, like if they're in the postseason, they have the other team has a particularly bothersome wing, like they're going to need that guy that can do that. I'm not sure if you can trust Cam like in the playoffs to not implode offensively, because when he implodes, it's not just like innocuous, like, oh, this guy can't be on the floor because they're sagging off of him. He gets into like, he misses threes and then he turns the ball over and then he's missing layups short and then it's leading to runouts. Like, he's a little more cataclysmic in like the things he can't do, and it's a problem sometimes. Let's see. I haven't been paying attention to this footage at all. Get a little dribble handoff situation, little bump, little floater. See what I'm saying? Like that's real valuable right there. Ooh, I tried to rewind it. It didn't let me. But just doing stuff like this, second side creation. When things kind of stall out a little bit, even though this might be more of a design situation than anything, we got a little screen. What do they call that? What do they call this? I can't remember this is a specific a little slash action. I think they call that. Little pick and pop to a handoff. Get to the cup. So maybe that was by design. But just second side playmaking and scoring, you know. As long as he's not doing too much. Nice close out there, even though he made it. Is that Watanabe? Is that my man's Yuta? Where is he at? Little bucket. Let's see. You gonna get over that screen? He did. A lot of these are going off the glass. he did a good job pretty much staying attached, even though he got the pull up off, but he contested it well and caused a miss. I forgot they were down like double digits in every one of these Suns games, and they were winning most of them. Yeah, we out here playing defense. I ate before this stream, man. I think I got a little bit of acid reflux going on. Nice pass. Made something out of nothing. But that's why I want to see the whole possession. What was going on before this? LeBron be throwing some hilarious passes. What was he didn't throw this behind him or anything. He just threw it right at him. What's going on, Bronathan? Bang my line, bang my. Oh, thank you. Kevin Durant, the best rim protector in the league, apparently, after he had like 8,000 blocks yesterday, ruining the Lakers' chances to move up in the standings. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's not playing tomorrow. They're probably not going to lose that game either. Just running out of games, man. But I still believe that we're going to get that 7th seed. At the very least. You can quote me or whatever you need to do. Yeah, ain't too much going on there. Maybe you should have just went up regular. Let me see what the angle was looking like. Oh, yeah, that's just KD being 18 feet tall. You faded with him, blocked the shot. Corner 3. We know he missing because he ain't make those all until at least game 3. I want to see what he was doing in this Kings game. Because if I remember correctly, he was like a plus 18 in this game. Up. Not off to a great start. Got caught on. Let me see. Oh yeah, okay. Just got caught on a little early offense screen for a pull-up 3 for Malik Monk. Let's see what we're doing. Malik Monk, a real hooper out here. You know the vibes. He's also ruining the Lakers season. That Wolves game where he just took over in overtime. And then who did they play recently where he was cooking them? I don't remember. But decent closeout here, I think. Let me see. He's playing the two lane. Yeah, nice little closeout. These camera angles are not doing any favors. Let's see. Screen. Pull up. He made it. It's a little deep. But, you know, if the shot is there, you can take it. He was in the drop, so it's all good. Is that JaVale? I forgot JaVale was on the Kings. Does he not play anymore or did he get hurt? See, this is too early. This is too late in the possession. He tried to get there with a little trail defense, but it didn't work out for him. He recovered, I guess, well there, but, you know, you jumping out of his shoes because he was behind. I don't think you had to do it like that, brother. It was still a little bit of wood was there. He didn't have to sell out that crazy, but he was still in position a little bit, but he kind of slipped as he landed right there. But that's De'Aaron Fox. He gonna get that shot, so ain't nothing to trip off. It's probably just gonna be an assist on the shot. He kind of just gave him that angle. I'm sure they were icing it. I don't know if Christian was not. You know, oh no, they weren't. Dun, 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 dun. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know the thought process right there. But on to the next play. They was running this boy ragged around these screens. Sabonis, the big time handoff merchant. If I went and looked at his assist numbers, I'm sure like 50% of his assists are handoffs, at least. Let's see. Just checking that. Take my time and don't forget to think. Yeah, they had this brother in all kind of screening action. Every which way you want to be in one. A stunt. He stunted and recovered well enough, I guess. Yeah, he even got a little handout in the passing lane, but you know, that makes minimal difference to NBA players. But stunt, try to stop that and got a good contest in. That's what we like to see. Well, some of it. He was a little lost in the sauce, but still. Got over the screen well enough. Got in the passing lane. We'll see what Jackson was doing. Did Jackson knock that away? They probably would have gave it still to Jackson if that was the case, but good defense right there. It's all about that step right there, getting low on them, getting small, you know, getting around that screen. We don't. The only other athlete that can kind of do that is Spencer, because D'Lo and Austin got the step, but it ain't that fluid. Let's see, another one. The what is this? Just little pin down shenanigans. It ran the same thing in the first half for LeBron, if my brain is remembering that correctly. Some of the shots they count as contests or not contests, because this shouldn't be his contest. The tracking data still has a long way to go, but it's all good. Good help by Rui. Not good help, but good job by Rui to kind of get some kind of contest up there, even though he looked like he got pushed. See that again. Not really. He had a hand on his hip, but I wouldn't call that a push that was worthy of a foul necessarily. Sabonis, brother, what's going on? Gabe didn't really affect that either, so I was about to give him some credit for kind of putting a hand on him, but he just missed. Oh, and it ended in the and one. That's nasty business. Oh, that's the same play. Is this the first three you made? No. Let's see. He didn't really get a contested, but he stayed relatively close. Made him think about it coming from the back. He probably thought a contest was coming from behind him a little bit. He got a clean look off though, but you know. Serviceable screen navigation. Up inning. But this starting at 7 seconds, so I have no idea what the possession looked like before this. So we give him credit for being up in his jersey, getting a good contest off, but we have no idea what transpired before that. But you see the time and score. 40 seconds left in the game. Able to reliably guard that man in space without giving up too much. You need these kind of things, man. Hey. Oh, I forgot about this. I totally forgot he took a foul after they tied the game. A special blend of CTE was cooking up on that particular possession. I had totally forgot he did this. We're still gonna say he has vet presence and leadership and things of that nature, but that was some wild activities, brother. A little loss. Did something happen before this? Did they get a rebound or something before this? I can't remember. Little ghosty ghost action. He helping a little too much on shading a little too close right here for my liking. Like if D'Lo is going to funnel him to AD. He did this to Steph several times. Like, I think that he could have stayed a little more attached to Herter here and let the pass go behind him. He didn't necessarily open up. I don't know if he lost where Herter was because he wasn't really looking. So he was able to throw the pass behind him. He kind of had to take a circuitous route to get to the shot. The test really didn't do anything. But I think he was just overhelping a little bit. But our guards have been doing that all year, so I'm not going to say that was a him thing, you know. But I think you should trust D'Lo and AD in the two-man of that. If Fox gets a bump off or something like that and gets a mid-range off, whatever, but like I don't think you should be helping. What are they saying happened here? Personal foul. Did they confuse that brother with D'Lo? Yeah, they did. Game was over at that point anyway. I think this is the game he finally made some threes. This little pocket pass for AD for the mid-range that's been hit or miss this whole season. But in rhythm, got to hop into it. They actually guarded him somewhat. Simple basketball. Take your time and don't forget to. Did he foul him? Yes, he did. Oh. He's stunned, but he reaching a lot. I don't know what his steals numbers look like or anything like that last year. I would have to look that up. Nice little skip pass. He was able to get that bump. Hit the jumper. He's sturdy enough to get somebody up off of him in situations, even though he didn't really bump him here. But he got the frame to do it if necessary. And I think this is a better rhythm shot for him than most of the other people on our roster. Like, I think he's more comfortable with that kind of shot than Austin, for example. Just that specific pull-up, not like attacking closeouts as a whole, not wholesale. But in that specific instance, when the rim is clogged up a little bit, he can get into his bump and hop jumper bag. Screen navigation, got back in front. Good contest. Still got the shot though. That's just real hoop right there from Cole Anthony. He finally realized what was going on with the follicle situation. He was like, I need to cut that. And I respect him for doing so. A lot of people wait a little too long to get rid of that and salvage the last bit of years of that hairline they got left. You know what I'm saying? So good on him for noticing that something was going a little. I think this is the first three he made. Yeah, my memory is great. He was deep. That was a deep three, brother. Nice little recovery. Cole kind of helped him out by getting into that pull-up and then pump faking like that. But, you know, did he push him? Yeah, he pushed him with the off arm. So he got pushed, was still able to get a decent contest up, made him think about it. Real guard defense in the chat. I thought he was going to attack that handoff. Ooh, okay then, brother. Little sidestep Jimbo action. Now, we're not expecting this a lot, but this is the kind of shot he shoots sometimes, and it's like, brother, what's going on with you? But he made it happen this time, and I wouldn't say it's a bad shot. There's 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Can't be mad at it. He made it happen. Isaac was there, you know what I'm saying? He didn't have too many viable options on the other part of the court. We ain't gonna try no skip over no Isaac. And I don't think Wood was playing particularly well at this point. So, you know, you live with that. And he made it. What? Oh, he back in his brick bag. Nothing really to see there. Cole Anthony just making some shots right now, brother. Like, he went down. Got up on that man. I can't remember what the specific term for that is. Getting a little wedgie on him. Closed out. Almost got his hand on the ball. Was able to stay with him on the closeout. Stopped the drive's progress. Got a hand up and kind of funneled him to the help at the same time. That's just good shot making right there. But he did his job in several respects. Is that not a kickball, brother? Active hands, active eyes, good defense. He looks like he's more prone to help than than our other guards for sure, particularly in the paint, which is where we need a little more physicality. I think we that would be the main thing we would miss with Max, even though he's not particularly physical. He's willing to mix it up at least, more so than any of the other guards that we have, not named Dinwiddie, since he's come here. This shot right here, I don't know what the thought process was here. You know, not a 2-for-1. He was dropping kind of deep, but he recovered on you kind of quickly, brother. And there's some of the shots where it's like, what is this brother doing? But you know, you got to let players play sometimes. So we're not gonna say too much about it, but we would like that to be a little more probing of the offense. Let me see who was on the floor, particularly with Bron and AD on the floor. Let's Bron, AD, Austin out there. Let's try to get something a little better than that. He getting some contest up. Even if he getting beat, he initially starts and then he has a hand up and then he still jumps with the hand like after he gets back into play. It's easy to he could have just ran past with that hand like that and it would have been all good, but he gives that extra effort on the jump, and he's done that on most of his contests on his footage. You know, it's not like anything that's world changing or anything like that, but it is something that will make a difference sometimes, and it made a difference that time. Ooh, this is the kind of drive that our boy Cameo would get into. And so something that hits the bottom of the rim that's not necessarily productive leads to a run out, which is why his minutes might be replaced in the coming months. I mean, in the coming weeks. little Chicago action, huh? Handoff. He a little eager to get these contested jumpos off in this game. This is the bad portion of the film, but yeah, there's 10 seconds left. Maybe you want to try, maybe bring that back out, maybe get a little rescreen going, something like that. See what other avenues you have instead of that shot, but you can't tell them to not shoot it all the time. So it is what it is. Swing. We're attacking closeouts. Yes, we are. Left hand. Okay, then. Little left hand action, little ambidexterity. Yeah, he got a nice little element of functional speed. He's not the fastest man in the world, but he ain't slow. He can get to the rim sometimes in the right circumstances. Oh, is that my computer? Yeah. This computer fan rarely ever sounds like that. Let's see. Ooh. A little washed out by that screen there. But it was some kind of weird leg contact right there. Yeah. Oh, is that Mo? Yeah, Mo kind of tripped him on the way out. He put that knee out a little bit. That used to be my move a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Not to hurt nobody necessarily, but you know what I'm saying? Make yourself a little wider. Get that knee out. Why is this not playing anymore? Let's go back to that. He just, base was a little wide, then he got tripped a little bit right there. Wasn't able to get back into the play. Joe Ingles been playing real old man 24-hour fitness ball this year. Just throwing the ball around the gym, vibing out, hitting, shooting open threes when they're there. I don't know if he's hitting them because I haven't seen his numbers. He hasn't been hitting them in the last two Magic game I've watched, but he been distributing that ball. Jonathan Isaac been hooping, even though he's a strange individual. Nothing to really see there. So the last two games he was on the court in the closing minutes for his defense, presumably. I totally forgot about this possession. This man was he almost ripped his jersey off. But he made Suggs close up, but Suggs can't shoot, so who knows? But he gave the effort, forced them into help. AD was there. And they won the game on that play right there. And I forgot that was the last game he played. Nice pass to Vandal. Another man would have broken everything. But the handoff. Got the rescreen. Nice little bounce pass. Vandal did something with it. Ah, man, my jaw. Take your time and don't forget to thank my line. Take your time and don't forget to. See, even though he made the shot, most of the other guards on the team probably not the other, but D'Lo and Austin particularly. This is probably a different possession. Even though he made it, he didn't really try to back him down too much. He got into his footwork bag and shot over the top of him. If he was able to get a credible contest, this would have been a valuable defensive possession, but he kind of got dislodged at the end. But he didn't get exploited too crazy. He just got shot over, which is going to happen just in general. But it wasn't anything where they were forced to help him and compromise the defense in other areas. So, well, even though Vandal was kind of helping. Who was that? Who was that he was helping off of? I have no idea who that is. I need to get in the who he played for lab, because I do not know who that is right now. This is what D'Lo and Austin did yesterday, but Austin cut to the rim. Not yesterday, in the Bucks game. What they calling it now these days, a stampede cut. Just see him shading over, throw a pass into a driving lane. This is Javon Carter, though, so he's not about to do anything particularly good with it on offense. So you get that three right there instead of potentially something else. Cash? Nope. Let's see. This computer is humming, man. What's going on? Some of this is just good shot making. He stunned it, got back. Got beat a little bit, but it was into congestion. Ayu didn't really create an advantage there, but he got the floater up. But good possession. Cash money bags, strong hand pull up. Who is that? Who's number 25, bro? I need to hit the Googles. Real quick. Dalen Terry. Wow. Shows how much I've been paying attention to the last few draft classes. Arizona is playing. They should be playing right now. And if I remember correctly, they were losing. Is that Vandal? Ooh, Vandal. What's going on, brother? But we're 6 seconds left on the shot clock, so I'm not going to ask why he shot that shot. It's obvious that something happened with the offense before this. But on to the next possession. Trying to split the difference between two fellers. It's not going well. Rui, I think you helping a little too much, brother. I don't know if there's the zone is zoning a little too I don't know what they was cooking up. You just quote unquote 2-9, brother. I don't think you needed to do it again. Maybe you didn't think he cleared the first time. I don't know, but you didn't need to help that much. He almost got that though. He just passed was a little bit taller than he was, but he recognized what was happening. He tried to stop it. Just can't do nothing with that man right there. Next pass, Cam. His jumper actually looked functional right here. I don't know. Maybe it's the way he squares his shoulders that's an issue. This one looks a little more. His front foot looks a little more in front of everything as opposed to he kind of seems like a wide base shooter more often than not, but also not. I can't explain what my thought process is right now, but that his shoulder looked a little more aligned with the basket on that shot than it usually does. Okay, yeah, you saw it, De La Terry. Like I said, I haven't been familiar with the last couple draft classes because I have not been locked in. You know what I'm saying? I was locked in 2 draft classes ago. I was locked in to Jalen Williams and Jalen Williams only. This draft class, I haven't really been paying attention to anybody. Particularly, I've been checking in on Jalen's brother, Cody Williams, you know what I'm saying? Also, his teammate Drewski on the same team, you know what I'm saying? Eddie Lampkin, you know what I'm saying? Not for any particular draft purposes. I just think that he plays basketball. He looks kind of silly when he plays. But he be hooping, though. I don't know why I keep rewinding that. Let's see. Pull up. These are the shots you don't want him to shoot. And they're always like a weird like mix of contested and like long mid. Those are shots like, what are you doing, my good brother? But part of that is just confidence in that he can make the shot, and also that he doesn't have the requisite skills to kind of make something happen when these kind of things happen on the court. So you're going to get shots like this. Baby Kawhi. I don't know which one of them is Kawhi Jr. It's either Pat Williams or Rui. They battling it out. I think Rui winning right now. You know what I'm saying? Even though he ain't clamping on the other end, but on the offensive end, getting to the money. Man, this was an awful game. I'm not sure. Oh, they gave him the steal for that, or something else happened. This has nothing to do with Alex Caruso misses a driving layup blocked by LeBron James. None of this has anything to do with Gabe besides the fact that he caught the ball. And that's not what happened on this play at all, I don't think. So, oh, that's the last play he was listed as having. Well, that wasn't too much of anything specific. But, I'm looking forward to him coming back just to give us another option in the event that, somebody's having an off night or anything like that. Now, I don't want that to be a thing where it's like, oh, give Gabe the run soon as somebody starts playing bad, because I do not trust Ham's ability to go with the flow of the game sometimes. I think he's a little bit overly punitive in certain situations that he doesn't necessarily need to be in terms of like dishing out minutes and things like that, and over correcting for perceived issues. Like Rui hasn't finished some games recently because of defense for offensive substitution, stuff like that. We've been winning. Like, I think that he leans on certain archetypes as a crutch sometimes, and it can be harmful if you give him too many options. So I just hope that we have we reach a happy balance with Gabe in terms of him playing and being in the rotation if he's going to be in the rotation, but not using him as a band-aid for any perceived issues and jerking other guys around in the rotation. Because I want to see Spencer still get the minutes he's been getting, because he's been playing well enough on the defensive end, and he's been distributing on offense well enough to where he's not the rest of his offensive struggles haven't been as noticeable, because he's still moving the ball, he's still making the right plays and things like that. So it's not anything that's too detrimental in the sense of like we were talking about with Cam earlier and things like that. So I want to see both of them get minutes. You know, but I don't want them to cannibalize each other and then start eating into D'Lo and Austin's minutes as well. Like I need some consistency. I need some to see that they have a plan to deploy all these guys in a sensible manner while maintaining that your starting backcourt is your starting backcourt, and they should like finish games and things like that. Of course, depending on matchups and what's going on in the game and stuff like that, but just don't be out here like, oh, we're just going to throw Gabe out there and then trying to get him in 3-guard lineups in crucial situations and things like that. Like, you know, that all remains to be seen, but I do think that he's going to provide something if he comes back and his knee doesn't swell up after another 15-minute stretch, you know. But let's see. Spence playing more as a wing once he come back. I feel like, yeah, I'm worried about the overextension of Spence guarding wings and stuff like that. He's guarding K right here, but like I saw that a lot in Brooklyn. And he was a worse defender back then. Back then, he was the fake hustle guy where like it looked like he was doing a lot of stuff, but like he wasn't really staying attached to people off screens, and like his contests were always a little bit late, and like so people were just getting buckets on him, and he was guarding like Paul George, and like they had him guarding Jimmy Butler at the end of games, and all these other things. I think he's come a way since then as a defender, just in terms of like his ability to compete physically, and like understanding angles a little bit better, and like screen navigation and things like that. But I hope they're not like trying to deploy him on like the upper level wings too often. Like he's a guy who can like switch onto them for possessions at a time, and like if that's the way your lineup looks in certain stretches, then yeah. But like I don't want to see like Spencer play 25 minutes and 15 of those he's playing small forward. Like we can't. I don't think they're gonna benefit from him doing that too often. But having the option to do it is nice. Like because when we had Dennis, it was D'Lo would be the guy that would probably be guarding like a small forward type of guy, or a similarly sized guy, not necessarily the higher level wing or anything like that. But that was one of the problems in the Denver series, where they had the 3-guard lineup, and Dennis is small, so he has to guard, he was guarding Murray, but he was getting absolutely cooked. And then D'Lo was functionally the small forward on offense and defense, like, because he wasn't running the offense either. And they were kind of getting cooked in those minutes because of like the configuration of the lineups and stuff like that. I think if they tried to do that again against like a Dinwiddie would be better able to compete if you were to have to like guard an MPJ or something like that than a Spencer or not than an Austin or a D'Lo would. Even though I think that they probably should have put D'Lo on MPJ, even though he would have got some buckets. But like, if you want to run your offense through Michael Porter Jr., like you can do that. Like, let him be the guy that they're attacking you with, and that keeps Murray and Jokic out of certain situations. But that's a future conversation. But I just hope that it's not overextended to where we're playing guards at the 3 for a lot of minutes, whether that be Spencer or Gabe, because they probably have some designs on Gabe playing some of those minutes as well. You just have to know the situations in which you can deploy it and not rely on it too much, particularly if like there's a struggle on the defensive end, on the perimeter and stuff like that, and try to use that as a corrective to where you think you can switch everything and all this other stuff. I don't think it's going to work out too well for you. Man, how long ago was this game? When did they play this game? Early March? Oh, post trade. I mean, not post, but right after the trade. My bad. I forgot. My brain. Time is running. The All-Star break kind of messed with my perception of when all these things happen because they had a week off. But let's see. I just want to see. I haven't necessarily paid individual attention to everything Spencer has been doing, but I've liked what I've seen from him so far. He was threatening to like make me look like I ain't know what I was talking about when I was talking about his lobs were kind of hit or miss. The first like 5 lobs he threw was like picture perfect. I'm like, who is this guy throwing these lobs? You know what I'm saying? Like he got me looking bad out here. But then last night he threw a super wayward lob, and I think the game before that versus the Pacers he threw kind of a wild lob too. So you know what I'm saying? Like I said, hit or miss. Let's see. Whoa. Let me see what that says. I'm gonna get to your comment. In my opinion, it's tough to put a smaller MPJ because he's so good as a cutter and an offensive rebounder. Yeah, like we saw it at the beginning of the, I think it was game 2, where like he posted up D'Lo like on the first play of the game or something like that. But they didn't really go back to it after that. Like my whole thinking is that they're not going to spend a lot of time. Like if Michael Porter Jr. is hitting his shots and things like that, they're going to give him the ball obviously and stuff like that. But I don't think they're going to spend a lot of time trying to like design things for him to get going in those situations. Like he was awful in the finals in terms of a shot making perspective and stuff like that. I'm not expecting him to miss shots or anything like that, but I think that if they're like wasting possession, I'm not necessarily wasting possessions, but if they're spending the majority of their possessions trying to attack D'Lo on some like cuts and things like that, or anybody a small that would be guarding MPJ, if they're trying to get seals in the post and stuff like that, I think it disrupts the rhythm of what their offense usually is. I'm not saying you should do it for 30 to 48 minutes a game, but I'm saying that if you have to guard somebody with a smaller guy, I think he would be the best candidate in the sense that he can't hurt you off the dribble as much. So if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But I think that you'll have a little more success, like being able to hide people on him for a little bit longer than like if you were to put them on like a KCP and he's running them through 37 screens and like things like that. Like, because KCP is not a threat off the dribble either, and you kind of just have to guard him as a guard would. But like he can come off handoffs and do all that other stuff too. So like, and you still have to kind of chase him around. I think that Michael Porter Jr. is a little more stationary or target, and he's not gonna he can do those things, but he's more so gonna rise up on you more often than not. He can do some of those things and he can cut and stuff like you said, but I think that you could hide people better on him sometimes. Like, it's all relative. Like, I'm not saying that you're gonna be able to get away with it, but this is only in the sense of if you're doing a 3-guard lineup. That's the only thing I'm talking about. But yeah. There's no good options really, but like I think that he would be the best candidate for somebody like a Spencer to guard. If like say if you have like Cam on the floor or something like that, he's guarding Murray, or if Vandal comes back and you decide that you want to put him on Murray and stuff like that. I think that MPJ is a guy that could be monitored somewhat by a lesser defender, even though he's still gonna shoot the cover off the ball most of the time and stuff like that. But like I think you can survive some minutes in that kind of a scenario. And I think that in that 3-guard lineup that they had, I think that D'Lo should have been guarding him in the Austin Dennis D'Lo configuration. I think that D'Lo would have been better served guarding MPJ, and then Austin would have been better served guarding KCP. Just in that specific instance, though, because I've seen D'Lo credibly guard MPJ in the regular season, even though like the matchup is different. But when he played for the Wolves, he guarded him just fine. And now the team is different, like the makeup of the team is different, stuff like that. But I think he's better at guarding off-ball shooters and things like that than a guy you got to kind of chase around, even though KCP is an off-ball shooter as well, but he's more of a zoom around screens kind of guy. Not on the baseline, but around the wing and things like that. But all of this is you having to deal with navigating a Jokic screen in a handoff and things like that anyway. So, you know, like I said, there's not really any good answers. Chris Dunn activities. The Jazz fell off a cliff, boy. Will Hardy be drawing up that heat, but you know, they got to start figuring something out pretty soon, because they're not bad enough to get the kind of draft talent you would kind of want to get if you're also stinking up the gym a little bit. They out punching their weight class a little bit, and they might be better off bottoming out instead of fake contending like they've been doing the past 2 seasons. But you know, maybe they just building winning habits. They don't really think they need too much in the draft. They can find gems. Maybe, you know, Keontae George has been better than I thought he was going to be so far in terms of shot creation, because when he was at Baylor, he was I said I wasn't keeping up with people. I watched some Keontae George and the quality of shots he was getting in terms of off the dribble and things like that were a little questionable. He was shooting a lot of contested shots. He would drive into the paint and throw up some wildness and things like that. But he's been better at creating shots on this level than I thought he would be so far in terms of having some of the scoring nights that he's had, and he's been distributing better than I thought he would be able to as well. Even though you don't really get to see that as much in college footage, because I don't know, for some reason, if you're not watching somebody break them down individually, like where they have access to all the footage, most of these compilations are just dudes hitting buckets, and it's like, can the guy pass? I don't know. Can he do anything else? I'm not sure. I can see how he can score a little bit, but other than that, what was that? That was a nice move from Spencer. Let's see what this is. I don't know why I'm watching Spencer highlights. I need to watch something else. What is this? Oh, I got a notification. My bad. Matter of fact, yeah, I'm going to just keep it like this. I was about to say, we could just look at the defense. That's what I was really interested in. Because he hasn't really been attacking, but we saw that he can attack in the Pacers game, but on the other hand, that was also the Pacers, so we don't know how much of that was actually what he was about, because in the Bucks game, it kind of fell back off. He was missing all kind of layups. His decision making was a little shaky in that game. But that was a high pressure game. A lot of people were tired. So like, not going to put too much on it. But just trying to see if there's anything of interest that I missed that I don't remember. Okay, I forgot Rui. Rui been getting to it, man. He becoming one of the most trustworthy bucketsmen we got in transition. I'm trusting him to get the bucket in transition most of the time. If he's receiving the pass, if he's dribbling in transition, that's another story. But if he's on the wing, filling that wing like a young James Worthy, you know what I'm saying, Japanese James Worthy, I'm expecting that hand to go up and that dunk to go down. His jumper is becoming remarkably consistent from all parts of the floor. Just hoop going on. That what is this gentleman's name? Fake Vanderbilt? I can't remember his name right now. Dog, I can't remember anybody's name right now. Kendricks, is that his name? I think it is. He was giving them some decent minutes in a Heat game I watched a couple weeks ago. All of this is moving too fast. Let's see. There go another one of the lobs. He kind of put a little too much backspin on it. It kind of died in the front of the rim. But that's what he does. His touch is still, hit or miss. Taylor Horton Tucker, the chosen one. That man, he finally, I think he shaved it a little further since then, but he finally gave up the follicles, man. I was happy to see that. Well, not fully, but, He's been drawing fouls a lot with that lately. Now that's his natural shooting motion and things like that. I wonder what's going on where he's drawing. He's drawing like, 3 fouls on 3-pointers in the last 3 games, something like that. Or the last 4 games. I wasn't counting the Memphis game in that. I don't know why this play is on here. Let's see. It's a good possession. Stayed pretty much attached to Curry till Max got back out there. Well, not back out there, but got out there. Then recovered to Max's man, who was the handoff man. I was about to say the pseudo screener, but that's kind of also what he was. Now, if Curry didn't lose his ball, they would have been probably in trouble. So can't give too many kudos on that one because that could have ended poorly. But he was able to stay with him. I don't know if they were hard switching or what they were doing because they had 2 to the ball if that was by design or what. But he was able to get back to Clay, force him into a shot that he did not make. I'm starting to like Rui's games more, but the man does not pass it all. Did you see last night? I tweeted about it. It was late in the game. He got the ball on the I can't remember if it was the right mid post or the right block. I don't remember, or if it was the right corner and he kind of drove into a post up. I don't remember what happened, but he got to around this area of the floor right here. You know what I'm saying? Somewhere around here, he went middle and he threw a left-handed pass to the corner, bro. And I'm like, you've been able to do that this whole time, Rui? Like, what's going on? Like, because I saw him in college. Like, they would post his college highlights and stuff like that. He passed better then than he does now. I don't know why. I don't know if the speed of the game has him a little uncomfortable with making passes in certain situations or what it is. But he made that pass last night. I'm like, if you can make that pass, you can make some of the passes that you don't be making. I think his antennas as a post player are still a little on the fritz a little bit. He still doesn't sense help as quickly as I would like him to, so like people running particularly if he's on the same place he was yesterday on the right block area or the right mid post. he tends to get a little tunnely in that specific instance where I think that's a spot that he likes to get over his left shoulder and get to that fadeaway. So I think he's kind of thinking about that more than anything. And so like people have run up on him. I'm not going to blame him for the turnover to AD that he kind of had in that same scenario. And I think it was the second overtime where he kind of threw the ball away. But like they jumped on him kind of quick. AD was supposed to flash to the wing to receive a pass, but like, you know, like they were already converging on it, and he still threw the ball. Like he was kind of in a situation where it would have been a difficult play regardless of what happened because of the way they blitzed him. So he would have either did that or had to put up some kind of shot or extended his dribble and tried to get the ball to D'Lo, which probably also would have resulted in a deflected pass or turnover or something like that. But I think he's shown over the past couple of weeks that he's a little more willing of a passer than he has been. He made a nice pass in transition. Like this is real low hanging fruit stuff. But like he's shown that he's at least able to make passes in some situations, which is better than what it was before, where he was just the ultimate black hole. Now, whether or not that was a result of him not getting as many minutes, he was trying to get his numbers up or whatever, I don't know. But he's shown that he can pass some. Now, will he do what he did last game with that left hand off the dribble zip to the corner? Probably not. But you know, he's still such a bucket that like you kind of have to live with what's going on anyway. But hopefully he incorporates more passing into his game as we go further in this season and in the future, you know, depending on if he's still here or not. You know, ain't no telling with the Lakers. So, but we've seen some signs of progress is the point. It's just the element of speed right here that we just this was big in the overtimes versus the Bucks on a couple possessions where he just pushed pace. He missed a layup once. He got fouled another time, but he was really catching them off guard in the later overtime periods in the second overtime where he was able to kind of get into these gaps they weren't really getting back. And he was able to kind of force the issue a little bit. Like I said, he missed a layup. One of them resulted in a turnover, but like just to have the option that somebody can actually just do this in semi-transition, early offense type stuff is valuable. Now, he got to finish and things of that nature, but you know, it's something that we still like to see. He's not even on the floor for this play. What's going on? Where is he? Guarding Wiggins. Pushed him off the spot. Oh, they called a foul. That's weak. Clay didn't really set a good screen there. That's because he was getting his own screen. Clay was about to come down to the top of the key. Was Max going to be with him, though? Was Max going to... Did Max have it all sewn up? Ain't no telling. Oh. Ooh, that sneeze hurt. Let's see. It's not a lot of action going on. He been getting into his merchant bag a little bit on this one. Tried to draw a foul. It did not happen. Left it up on the rim. Shout out to Jackson Hayes, man. Been playing some good minutes. Still don't trust him against anybody with any modicum of like girth or size down there. He tends to short circuit when he runs into those guys, but he's been playing with the requisite effort. They've been using him more as a deterrent and an annoyance on the perimeter and things of that nature. And he's able to use his hands and use his athleticism a little more than he's been able to do at the beginning of the season, where they had him playing drop and things that he's not necessarily good at, even though he's still playing some now. But he's been a little more active, and he's been much more valuable in terms of getting loose balls and getting his hands on things that we kind of need in the absence of Vando and things like that. And I hope he continues to, just make good decisions, stay on the floor, don't foul too much, and just provide that energy that not a lot of people can on the team, and they don't have but they don't have the level of athleticism he has. He is a top 1% kind of athlete in terms of jumping and moving ability and things like that. And even though he's not going to give you consistent good play all the time, if you optimize the way he can play and roll and as a roller and things of that nature, and on the defensive end, then you can still get valuable minutes for him, particularly if he's on the court next to AD in certain scenarios and things like that. Just have another sturdy guy out there with him, and I think he's going to fare better than he has thus far in his career. And I think we've kind of seen that over the course of the last month or so. Torian, the most slandered man in the business. I'm still a Torian respecter. Now that he's coming off the bench, he's strung together some games. You know, after we don't know what's going on with the whole side piece situation and all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? We don't know why he missed that game recently. You know, we're not gonna speculate, but he's been playing more of the basketball that I'm used to seeing him play. I don't know what was going on, what the directives were with him as a starter and things like that. But before he got here, I knew him as a generally solid basketball player. He made some mistakes on defense and things like that. But like he wasn't this detrimental to a team. Like he wasn't this detrimental to the Wolves. Maybe I don't know what was going on with the Nets. I kind of tuned out of them for a minute, but hopefully the recent trend, even though he hasn't really been reflected in the plus minus, he's been playing non-harmful basketball for the most part, even though they that one behind the back he did in the fourth quarter versus the Bucks. I just knew that was going to be the play that everybody was going to show for the next 3 hours if they lost that game. Luckily for him, they didn't lose that game, so I only saw it once on the timeline. But he's been playing good basketball in the minutes that he's been getting recently, in my opinion. How did he get that pass there? I have no idea. He threw it with two hands. Yeah, he threw that with two hands. Let's see. It didn't result in anything, but as the low feller, he kind of showed he didn't really, he had two people to kind of worry about, so he didn't really deter him from getting to the front of the basket. He didn't really touch him before he got to this line right here, but Bobo was kind of lurking, so like I see why he didn't really try to do it, but he at least made contact. It wasn't like an easy layup. He tried his best, but you know. Tell me what my side. What time is it? It's 9:12. Oh, they didn't want to show how that play ended. It's okay. Or Bobo. I forgot Bobo was getting busy this game. Just shenanigans all over the court in this game. I remember now. Why was he in this? Some of these things are not labeled correctly. See? Can't really do too much with that elevation from Booker. But bodied him up, cut off and funneled him to the most hooping man in the business. This is just a guy that gets buckets. You know, you can't really do anything about that. You got up there, you got that bucket, strong hand, pull up. Not a shot that a lot of people can make with relative consistency, but you know, it's Devin Booker, man. Tried a nice little change of pace. It didn't work out too well for him because he exposed that ball. Not going to say he should have went up with the left or anything of that nature. But even though this happened, there's still the pace you kind of want to see. Little hop right there. Tried to explode. Just didn't work out too well for him. He almost got it up on the glass before it got sent to Bolivian. You know what I'm saying? But didn't work out. Ooh, excuse me. But it led to a putback. So just being aggressive, playing the right way. Weak side. I don't know how they got in that configuration, but he actually contested the shot, had some distance to cover. Got as good of a contest as you can get on a person that tall. Forced to miss. Hey, Grayson, man. Ted Cruz. Just shooting. I don't even know what he's shooting. Is he shooting like 47% from three, something crazy like that? Boy got picked up for peanuts. Nice pass. His corner three has been a little more consistent recently. He wasn't making it happen at first. Well, this is part of the at first. You know what I'm saying? Those are two big momentum shots we could have used. He didn't give us either one of them, but it's all good. Got back in transition. Give me that. D'Lo had a big block against the Bucks the other night when Bobby Portis got a offensive rebound with like a minute left in the game in the second overtime, and D'Lo blocked it, and they got to stop, and then Austin put them boys to sleep right after. Let's see what is going on here. What are we looking at? You gonna get a rebound? Yeah, you got a rebound. Okay. Cash money. Oh, that's what I need. I need to start compiling some of these other people's assists. I totally forgot. I think that's it with Spencer. I got too many things on here. So I am going to start a compilation. I don't remember who I had to start a compilation for. Was it Cade? Was I going to do a Cade compilation? I think it was. Cade compilation, offensive compilation, and several other offensive, not offensive, but what is it? Assist compilations and things like that. What, am I spelling his name wrong? Cade, what's going on, fam? Cade, okay. Was I not supposed to capitalize it? What was going on there? Let's get all this defensive stuff up out of here. Turnover. Miss. All right. Let's see what we got. Maine Cunningham. Let me get a folder going. Y'all probably not gonna see this. Hopefully y'all not gonna see my whole computer screen. I don't think you will. Folder, new folder. Maine Cunningham. Let me go back. Start that over, please. Was that his first shot? Yes. Okay. Solid screen from Duran. Get to that right hand pull up. I still don't. He gets it off, but like, I still would like his jumper to be a little bit higher in terms of his release point, because he's a little too tall to still have this. I'm not gonna say it's super disruptible. He gets it off fine, but you know, just from a personal standpoint, I would like to see if he would be able to get that a little further away from the defender in terms of distance. We ain't got to put two of those in there. We can just put one, just one. Boy, getting his mid-range merchant on early on in this footage. Is this the game that they almost won? Can't remember. I go. Where's he at down there? We get an offensive rebound. Yes, we are. We posting up. Ooh, nice move. Nice pass. Hit Bev with the belt ass drop step. Slow step through. Left hand dribble. Little change of pace. What was that? Is that Paul Reed? It is. Former Timberwolves draft prospect, Paul Reed. I remember watching a lot of that DePaul footage in hopes that somebody either, I can't remember if the Lakers have a draft pick in his range. Nice move. Nice pass. It's a real hoop, man. I don't get the Cade disrespecters, man. Sure, some of his shooting numbers aren't what you need them to be, but he's a number one option on a truly terrible team that's been playing better as of late. But he appears to be a guy that makes good basketball decisions and kind of steps up in the moment, even though I don't think his clutch numbers are that good. But the clutch plays I've seen him make, he's getting to that rim. He's trying to make it happen. And he's not like making super bad plays or anything like that. I think he got the proverbial it. I just think that they need to build around him a little bit better. And Monty needs to stop tripping. He finally stopped playing the worst space lineups I've ever seen in my life. With Isaiah Stewart out there, stretch five in it. Like he was wilding a little bit. But they seem to have gotten to something to where they can put a watchable product on the court out there most nights, as opposed to what they were doing earlier in the season. The whole thing with Ivy was very weird. I'm going to put this in the compilation as I don't make me forget. I said don't let me forget. But yeah, I don't know how long it's going to take for them to get to good basketball consistently to where they're winning games, but I think that if you put the proper things around him, he can affect winning basketball in a positive way. I'm not going to say at a high level because a high level is relative, but, at least be competitive for the playoffs in the near future. That's nothing. I don't know why I keep watching it. Let's see. Cashing it out. It's a spot up. We don't need to put that in the compilation, though. Now, if it was in the fourth quarter and it was a highly important shot, we would have put it in there. Attacking Joel, getting to the bucket. You know what I'm saying? Foot speed concerns and physicality concerns, whatever, man. This is just real hoop getting a bucket right here. You know what I'm saying? As a Kevin Durant would say, he got some shit with him, That wasn't a hezzy pull-up jumbo, but he got some shit with him. Let's see. Nice pass. Let me see what time it is. So 9:22, like I said, I'm gonna watch the North Carolina game. But while y'all are in here, I'm not gonna do it Friday, but because I can't do it in this room because NBA TV is not in my League Pass package, so I would have to do it in the room where my cable television is and things like that. But I'm gonna live stream during one of the upcoming games. It's probably gonna be Sunday versus, I think they play the Nets, and it's in preparation for something else that may or may not be happening. If it does, if and when it does happen, I will be back here to provide y'all with a little bit more details, so y'all can rock out with me in a different kind of vibe, maybe. Coming soon. But I do appreciate y'all for coming. I'm gonna probably do this on my own time a little bit later, but I didn't realize what time it was. But so I'm probably gonna call it here for now. But I do appreciate y'all showing up. Like I said, probably Sunday I will be live streaming the game. Friday or Sunday, I don't think I'll be able to do it tomorrow. If I figure out a way to bypass the League Pass thing, because I have NBA TV on my TV, but it doesn't work when I try to log into my computer from the League Pass login or whatever, even though you log in the same way, but it's whatever. So everything according to plan. I'll see y'all on Sunday. Just with a little live watch along if you want to come through, you know what I'm saying, ask questions, say what's up, whatever, I'm not going to be doing super breakdowns or anything like that, but I will be here on Sunday. And then after that, starting next week, you probably see me in another capacity. Like I said, if that does happen, I will see y'all before then to let y'all know all the details and stuff about that. But until then, everybody stay safe. Make sure you limber out here. Don't overextend on your workouts or anything like that. Stretch. You know what I'm saying? Get your water intake. Make sure you're moving. Don't sit at that desk too long because you will end up with a broke spine like me. But other than that, I'll see y'all soon. And again, thanks for showing up. And yeah, till next time. Appreciate that, Rohan. I'll see you, you know what I'm saying? If you're here on Sunday, you know what I'm saying? And then, like I said, exciting things to come.